What is the Roblox model pivot point? Imagine building a complex structure in Roblox Studio and wondering why parts don't rotate or move the way you expect. That's where understanding the model pivot point comes in. The Roblox model pivot point is the exact spot around which a model or part rotates, scales, and moves. Think of it as the center of transformation for your object. When you rotate a model, it spins around this pivot point. If you move or scale the model, it does so relative to this point as well. In Roblox Studio, every part and model has a default pivot point. Usually, it's located at the center of the object's bounding box or at a specific primary part if you set one. The primary part acts like a reference point for the entire model. When you rotate or move the model, it uses this primary part as the pivot. If you don't assign a primary part, the pivot defaults to the center of the bounding box. You can change the pivot point using the Edit Pivot tool in the Model tab of Roblox Studio. This tool allows you to move the pivot to any spot on or outside the model. For example, if you want a character to spin around its feet instead of its waist, you can move the pivot to the feet. This makes animations and rotations look more natural and precise. When you assign a primary part to a model, the pivot automatically moves to that part's pivot. If you remove the primary part, the pivot stays where it was to prevent sudden jumps. The pivot also affects how the Move tool works. Handles appear around the pivot, not the edges of the model, making it easier to position objects exactly where you want. In scripting, Roblox provides functions like getPivot and pivot_to. These let you get or set an object's pivot point programmatically. This is useful for creating animations or moving objects smoothly. By changing the pivot with scripts, you can make sure parts rotate or move exactly how you want them to. Knowing how to adjust and use the pivot point is key for building models that behave predictably. Whether you're making a simple object or a complex scene, the pivot point helps you control how your models move and rotate. It prevents awkward rotations and makes your creations look more professional. In short, the Roblox model pivot point is the core of how your models transform. You can view, move, and script it to make your building and design process smoother. Mastering this concept is essential for both beginners and experienced developers working on Roblox.